My name is Emily Cripp. I'm a research assistant at the Global Drug Policy Observatory. I'm speaking to Brian Vicente, Executive Director of Sensible Colorado in Denver, Colorado. So, how important was polling in constructing the campaign messaging?
Pretty important. Yeah, it was, it helped drive a lot of our kind of core messages in terms of, we knew that the public responded to using law enforcement resources wisely, generating tax revenue. But I would say compared to other campaigns, we also ran with the marijuana is safer than alcohol message, which did not poll as well as those other messages, but it continued this dialogue that we had for 7 or so years in our state about the relative harms of marijuana versus alcohol, and why is one criminal and why is one not, and in fact celebrated. It played an important role, but at the same time we also went with our gut.
So leading on from that, were there specific campaign messages that targeted specific demographics? And if so, what were they? So again, it was the law enforcement resources, and that was kind of a general message. Tax revenue. We did know that our target demographic, by and large, was women 30 to 50. And we did know that tying money to marijuana tax money to school construction did poll well amongst women. So that's kind of the targeting we did. Other than that, our messages were fairly broad, and we like to think that they reached senior citizens and younger voters and had an impact on both. And have you done post-vote polling to see how those messages did actually speak to groups and how successful they were?
Yes, and we did a fair amount of kind of exit polling. A lot of that was just to see what groups we did, what groups we kind of raised the needle with and got more support from. But generally, our messages seem to be consistent in terms of moving people before and after. So again, the law enforcement resources and the tax revenue being the primary ones that just measurably did impact people.
And finally, so are there any lessons you think that other states could learn from Washington and Colorado, when they try to have balance?
Sure, yeah, there's quite a few lessons, I imagine. One is just tenacity, keep trying to do it. I think it's good to have, polling-driven messages to the extent that, your campaign's comfortable with that. It helps to have a funded campaign, kind of obvious, but a lot of our work previously was very, was sort of earned media driven as opposed to us buying ads. We just didn't have money. But we did learn that, you're able to buy ads. Those do, in fact, pick up, polling numbers for you and change things. So I think, and putting a lot of thought into the language, with the idea that you're creating this model that you need to work in your state and perhaps influence other states. So, I'm a believer in the sort of collaborative process there to create the best language possible. And I would say those are sort of the main lessons that we imparted.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,